morning. Video quality is kind of off today, isn't it? Close this and see how that does. Yeah, picture quality is not super. I wonder if our connection is a little iffy because of the weather. That's okay. So, got some rain, but nothing too crazy yet, which is good. I think my husband said it's supposed to be done by this afternoon, though, so that's good. It's moving faster than maybe they thought it would initially. So, morning, Dora and Susan, Ruth and Barbara. I hope you're all staying dry. So far, so good with the new roof here. Nothing is leaking after they fixed it. So, fingers crossed. We'll stay dry. Yeah. So today, let's talk about gratitude. So a lot of times, we think of gratitude as kind of a transactional sort of thing. If this happens, I will feel grateful about it. Or if someone does this for me, then I will be grateful to them. But in a yogic sense, gratitude is like happiness. It can be just a state of mind, right? So we can be grateful just to be here. Being here on earth, in this body, at this time and place, there are numerous opportunities for us. There are some things that we might think of as challenges, but there are also a lot of opportunities. And in a greater sense, everything is an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to put into practice those things that we have learned. So we can be grateful even in difficult circumstances. If you think sometimes about the parts of your life that are the most memorable, they usually aren't the easiest times of your life. Frequently, they are the most challenging. They are the times when you really had to dig deep and get through whatever it was that was in front of you. So even though we might wish for an easy life, the funny thing is it's the struggle that makes it feel more meaningful, more valuable, right? When we are forced to work hard for things, we give them a greater value. And we also, we are more careful with those things. There's some rain coming down, hitting my window. So I am put in mind of my daughter when she was young, testing me, just messing with me, right? So I forget where we were. I guess we were probably at the mall or something, and she saw a very expensive purse and had been talking about this brand of purse that she really wanted, and it was really, very, I guess, fashionable, and I don't know. I mean, I don't really pay attention to that sort of thing, but she had decided it was very important to have this. Um, and so she was, asking me, would I buy it for her? Would I buy it for her? Buy. And I said, no, right? I mean, if you need a purse, this is how much money I'm willing to spend. You can choose that, or you can take that money and add some of your own and buy something. So, she saved for a bit and saved for a bit, really with this goal in mind. And I thought, well, this is great, right? She's really learning a lesson here about working for what you want, right? Oh, you probably know where this story is going, right? So she gets a good bit of the money and decides, we're at the mall again. And I'm like, well, so you have almost all that money. Are you going to buy this now? And she said, well, Mom, it's been a while. I've been thinking about it. And I realized that I'm not really sure I even want the purse. And I have this money. I don't know that I want to spend it on it. And I said, well, you were very interested in this. You really wanted me to buy it for you. What happened? And she said, well, I wanted you to spend your money. But when it comes right down to spending my money, I don't really want to do that. So um, we may find that, again, what we work for is of more value to us. We don't toss that away easily like we might something that was given to us or that was so easy. We just picked it up and there it was. So we can be grateful for those struggles, for the things that cause us to really work a little bit in our life. Those will be the things you remember, and not necessarily, in a bitter way. Often quite fondly. I know, stories that my dad would always tell me were never. He never had too many stories about um, really simple and easy things. It was usually very complicated and difficult situations that he'd gone through. And he had, that to share, how to go through them. So we learn so much from these struggles. And then we also have the opportunity to share that with other people, um, which is great. I mean, that is sort of the goal. One of the goals with yoga is, um, and there is a sutra about this, and I wish I could remember the exact quote. I'm going to get it wrong, but it is something to the effect of, we are all working towards getting to this state of enlightenment or more deeper awareness of the self. And for most of us, that may be enough. We'll have that awareness and we will just carry that within us. But there will be some of us who want to go higher. And the next step beyond just being aware of that is to turn around and hold a hand out to those who are struggling, to turn the light on for them so they can see some truth and find that out for themselves. So we can be grateful that we have that ability to not just help ourselves, but to help other people to help themselves as well. And again, like if you know anything about um, giving and doing good work, working with charities and things like that, that is a pretty common theme. That again, things that people are given frequently aren't as valued as something that they have worked for a little themselves. That they feel like they've made some contribution. I remember when my dad was getting pretty pretty out there, right? So he pretty much uh, lost a lot of his connection to reality, and he would go kind of in and out of these stages where he was not really aware of what was happening. And we'd find him this shortly before he passed, and we'd gotten to the point where we were starting to worry, like, what are we going to do? Because he would wander around, and you'd find him sitting like by the front door at 5 a.m, ready to go somewhere. Um, who knows where? But he thought something was happening. So, um, but he would still want to do things, right? He would still um, like set the table or um, want to do different things. And it was very frustrating because, of course, what he would do would be inappropriate or not very helpful or whatever. Um, and someone said to me, yeah, but he wants to help, right? Everyone wants to help. Um, Everyone wants to be of service. And if you don't tell them what to do, they will come up with something on their own. And it may or may not be what you want. So think about this, right? If you have people in your life who are looking to help you, to support you through things that you're maybe having struggles with, or maybe not even struggles, but just everyday things. Kids are the same way, right? They want to help, even though they're lazy, which they are, and self-centered, which is normal too for kids. They also want to feel that they are a part of things. They want to feel that they matter in some way. And a great way to do that is to give them something simple to do. Right? So I used to tell my dad, okay, set the table. Here's your job. Empty the dishwasher. Whatever, whatever there was that was available for him to do. Um, so it's a small thing, right? But again, we can be grateful for that desire to help, even if we feel like it's sometimes misplaced. It's beautiful, that desire to be of service and to be a part of something. Um, so don't discourage that in others, encourage it. And don't discourage it in yourself, encourage it, right? If you feel like there's something you want to do to help someone, ask them, what can I do to help? And be serious about it, right? A lot of times it's a very empty words that we say. Oh, if there's anything I can do to help, let me know. Uh, what and again, like we expect people to uh, people don't know whether to necessarily take you seriously or not, right? So if you want to offer that, offer something concrete, right? Can I set the table? Can I empty the dishwasher? Can I go to the store for you? Can I don't know, but think of a real offer, something that um, you think could help, and see what they think. They may come up with a counter offer, which may or may not be something you want to do, but at least you're out there doing something. So because that is one of the true things in life is if you want to be grateful, you want to feel gratitude, the best way to do that is to help other people. Which doesn't really make sense that much, but again, we we can we always want to be in charge of our actions. Um, we want we don't want to sit around and wait, right? So gratitude feels like a passive um, event, right? We're waiting for someone to do something. I'd be grateful if just someone would do something nice for me, for heaven's sakes. But it doesn't really work like that, right? Do something nice for someone else. Um, that action of doing something like that will foster that feeling of gratitude. And it's a cycle, right? You have to get it going. Um, when things aren't happening, when everything is in stasis, nothing, there's no energy in the system. So if it's not happening, you need to get it started. You need to get the ball rolling. And there is no better way to do that than to be of service to others. So, in that um, in that mind, I think about this often when we have hurricanes and things like that. That people in areas like that get so good at living under the threat of something, that can quite literally come and destroy their home, their community. Um, that's a level of uncertainty most of us, I think, would be very uncomfortable with. But yet they live there year after year, um, hurricane season after hurricane season. And I think there is a real solidarity to communities like that. There is um, service and help and sharing with one another. If someone is in need of something, um, hopefully their neighbors will pitch in. So we don't have to be in a hurricane to do that. Sometimes it feels like that's what it takes to get people together again. But you can do that anytime you want. You don't have to wait for a uh, weather emergency or any other type of emergency. All right, so in your practice, let's just move and breathe and be grateful for this body and this breath. Um, Again, you may have mixed feelings about your practice and about your body and about all of these things. You don't have to be um, perfect to be grateful, right? Things don't have to be exactly how you want them to be grateful. Just to be here is pretty amazing, right? Um, in the middle of a big rainstorm, we're able to get together and have some yoga. So it's pretty darn good. I feel grateful. All right. So let's sit up tall and breathe. It gets pretty dark when I move back here. I'm going to open a shade and see what we got. Oh, that's better. Okay. All right. Sitting up tall. Breathe in and out. More breath. And then hang your head down. Just let the chin rest down toward the chest. And lifting. Chin higher. Head drops back. Breathe. Back to center. Take a breath in. Moving the head over to the right. Center. And moving the head left. Back up. Lean forward a little. Moving around. One way and then the other. Back up to your seat. Arms wide. Breath in. Exhale, hands together. Inhale wide. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Interlace the fingers. Lift the hands. Gaze up. And bring the arms down by your side. Inhale, lift. Lower. Lift. Lower. Once more, lifting up. Right hand down by your side, reach across. Switch sides. And back up. Lift your shoulders, roll back. And forward. Right hand on left knee, sit up tall. Deep breath. Turning to the left. Back to center, switch. And back to center. Tabletop. Sitting back on the heels. Child's pose. And then back up, tabletop, downward dog. Step the feet up. Breathe for a bit. Rising up slowly. Standing tall. Deep breath in and out. Inhale. Lift the arms high. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, we're going to step back with the left foot. Set the knee down. Arms overhead. Hands to the center. Take a breath. And twisting to the right. So you could hook this elbow. You could guide your twist. Or you could be more upright. Maybe bring the hand on the knee, pulling the right shoulder back. Back to center. And we're going to Bring the right hand down towards the foot, lifting up the left arm. Both hands down to the mat, and we're going to find a lizard here. So you might be resting on the hands. And again, like leaning in more makes this more intense. You can always back it off if it doesn't feel okay. And then from here, you can either stay here or you could move into pigeon, walking this foot across. We're resting the foot down and the leg, and then either staying here or you could fold forward. Just see what's in your practice for today. And if you find this is a difficult pose, you can always bring this foot closer in. You should make it more accessible. But if it really isn't working for you, just go back to lizard. Okay? This is a much more sort of intense stretch. Coming back up. So we're going to just kind of roll out a little onto this right side, swing the left leg around. We're going to have it out in front. So you don't have to straighten it all the way. If there's a bend, that's fine. Just kind of pulling it towards the front. And then we're going to set it down on top of the leg. So I'm going to turn around so you can see what I'm doing here. Fire log pose. So this this leg is on top, so you want kind of the shins stacked right over top of one another. If that doesn't work for you, you might be out here, or you might have the foot out in front. That's fine. Whatever is working for you, because we're going to fold forward. So take a deep breath, and then folding forward, reaching the hands out. Walk your hands back up, And then we're gonna cross the ankles. We're trying to sort of get back to tabletop, right? The least amount of fuss. So if you cross the ankles and then kind of tuck them under, we're back to tabletop. Tabletop to downward dog.